Today's project will require the use of your colored pencils, a regular pencil, and a piece of white paper. Hi, class. Welcome to art. It's Mrs. Latinsky, ready to do another fun art lesson with you today. Today, we're talking about color a lot and how we can create unity and harmony with our use of color. Red, blue, and yellow are the primary colors. And then in between those primary colors, you'll find secondary colors right here, like purple is with a mixture of this red and yellow, you get purple. And same goes here with these two primary colors, blue and yellow. You mix them, what do you get? You get green as a secondary color. So when we look at our color wheel, if we look for three colors that are side by side, what you're going to find is analogous colors.
Technically, true analogous colors require an even larger color wheel with more colors between each of the primary colors, but to keep it simple, we're just going to have a small color wheel like this.
So you for analogous colors, you could do red, purple, and blue. Those are three ones that are right next to each other. But you could also go this direction: blue, green, yellow. You could go this direction: yellow, orange, red. More often, you encounter analogous colors in nature and things like in sunsets. They go together, and it creates sort of a sense of unity, harmony, because they fit in nature and they can be kind of comforting because they seem to go together. The artist we're studying today is Claude Monet. He's a very famous painter because he's one of the founders of Impressionism. That's the particular style of painting you can see here. He painted this in 1908, and this painting is of Venice, Italy, and it's called Twilight in Venice. Here you can see how he's using the analogous colors in his sunset at twilight. What you have here is at the very top, you can see he's got a bluish color. And then it goes down to a greenish color and a yellowish color and even orange. So his even has four colors, but you can definitely see the analogous colors going on here. And then around here at the horizon line, that's where the sky meets the land, or in this case, the water. Then it repeats, and you can see the reflection backwards here. We have the orange and the yellow and the greenish and the bluish, right? So we're going to be achieving something like this in our drawing as well, where we're going to use analogous colors and a sunset scene. And instead of using a building like he uses here, we're going to focus on a bridge. The bridge that I want to focus on today is based on a photograph from a local Seattle photographer. Her name is Emerita L. Wheeling, and she takes all kinds of gorgeous photos in Washington State with beautiful colors. And this one is of a bridge that I love going over called the Deception Pass Bridge. And it's here in Washington. Notice the sky here, how this natural sky, it moves from purple down to the reds a bit and even down to the blues at the bottom. And we have those three analogous colors here, and they're repeated. You can see here's the horizon line, and then it repeats again. We've got the blue, and then the reddish, and then the purple. You can see a little bit more of a reflection of the blue here too, because remember this bottom part's water. But what you can also see is the Deception Pass Bridge. It's stuck in these rock formations in the water right here. That's what the bridge is attached to on the ends. And you can see one of them covers the front of the bridge here and part of the front of the here as well. Here's an example that my daughter Grace created. It's bridge, and you can see the colors she used on the color wheel. She's got red, yellow, and orange, and she actually repeated them a bit more, and then you can see them mirrored on the bottom right here. Here's Lizzie's example of our art project today. She had some rocks out in the front here, and the bridge looks like it's set kind of nestled inside the rocks. She chose to make her bridge black, so there's that contrast against that beautiful sky, and she used kind of a lighter colors. The colors she chose, the purple, the orange, the reddish here, they're all analogous colors right here on the color wheel. You can see that there's even a touch of yellow. At least it bleeds into the yellow just a little bit there too, towards the bottom, I think. I'm going to teach you how to draw a bridge like that Deception Pass bridge. It's called a Cantilever Truss bridge. The Deception Pass one was built in 1935, And the style of this bridge doesn't have those big suspension cables like the Golden Gate Bridge one, but it more has these supports underneath the driving area. So first we're going to draw a very faint horizon line right across the center of our paper. That helps us see where the sky meets the water. I'm going to give my bridge two supports that go right into the water right here that connect it, okay? And then I'm going to create an arch that goes up between, but not dramatically, these two, just like that. And then this art, and then on the sides of this, though, there's going to be another one. It's going to go off to the side like this. You see that? So these ones go off into the water and support it in the middle of the water, these supports here. And these ones are going to be kind of nestled into this. I don't know, on the side, I'm just going to put these rocks, these big old rock things, and we'll deal with those later. So these are going to kind of anchor into this rock somewhere. Have a driving surface that's going to go pretty much flat across the top, just like this.
Continue filling in that space near the arch with all these little V shapes so that entire space gets filled up.
Now we can focus on our sky. So remember we talked about a color wheel. And on this color wheel, we talked about choosing 3 colors that you want to be the analogous colors that you use to create a sense of harmony and unity in the work with your color, a peaceful sunset scene around this bridge. Now, which 3 you choose is up to you. You could choose these 3. You could choose these 3. Doesn't matter, just choose 3. Pick your darkest color, the color that you want to be at the very top and the very bottom, because we're going to have the darkest colors work down. And on my darkest color, actually, I think is purple, to be honest. So I'm going to take this purple color and I'm going to lay my colored pencil roughly on its side like this and try to get quite a bit of color. Push pretty hard because at the top it's going to be its darkest. Okay, there's my purple. And actually, I'm going to do it the same thing on the bottom. Now, my goal is to work this way with my 3 colors in a way that it seems like they're gradually going lighter. Now the blue is going to be yet even lighter, but I'm going to go over the purple a little bit, just sort of make them blend together so it doesn't look so strange that I'm suddenly shifting to a different color. It looks like it's a gentle transition. See how I cover that a little bit? And on this horizon line we had, I'm going to just take the blue again on the horizon line to remind us that what we're dealing with here is water. You see that? I'm just going to extend it a little bit down because I think that blue reminds us, it's a little bit in the middle, that it's a water reflection. Take some kind of paper product. I have tissues. I'm going to use a tissue. Paper towel works great too. Or you could use toilet paper. It doesn't really matter, but you just need some sort of paper product. And you want to put it on your finger. And I like to use actually 2 fingers because I can get my push a little harder. And you want to go side to side, pushing down hard on your colors. Sometimes it's better to hold the paper and move it. It's better to go side to side. What you're doing is blending your colors first side to side, filling in all those little white spaces. See, side to side, and you'll see some of it's going to come off on your tissue, but that's okay. I'm going to turn my paper and I'm going to focus on blending them into each other. So I'm going to go like this and work on trying to get them to blend more transition, a little bit more clearly into each other. Highlight or outline that with black to make everything else pop out. So we have to take that bridge we created and find it again underneath of all the other color we created. I have a line here. Then I have these posts going into the water. There we go. My bridge is starting to show up again. And then I have the place where the cars drive. Now we have a black contrast. And then I'm just going to take these rocks here, this rocky dark shape here, this rocky dark shape here, and then go higher than the bridge if you want. Maybe I'll make it stick up a little higher. And then you color in your rock.
And here's the final project.
Thanks for joining me for art today. I hope you enjoyed it and learned some new techniques that you can use in your artwork in the future.